I'm
Sorry,
sorry, I want to ask you a little bit more about the visitor visa process, because we alluded to this before. We brought it up that the United States is now allowing Ukrainians who, for example, a student whose visa will be expiring, to stay in the United States so they don't have to go back to a war zone. And I believe that that will also give them the right to apply for a work permit. Is that correct?
Yeah,
So,
that's called temporary protected status. And
yeah,
as of, I think it's March 1st, if you were in the, might be March 2nd, I'm not sure exactly. If you were in the United States and you are a Ukrainian with a Ukrainian passport, and you were in on that date in the United States and have been there since, you're eligible for what's called temporary protected status. I'm just going to give you all the details on that. There is a biometrics, meaning fingerprinting requirement. There's a form I-812 that needs to be filed. The biometrics cost $85. The form I-812 costs $50. There's a employment form I-765 that has to be filed. There's a $410 fee for that. And if you want to travel, you can even get a travel document. I-131 travel document. The names aren't so significant if you're not going to be doing it yourself as what's required. So basically the procedure will be that it's an application to a U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Service site where these documents are sent in and the payments. And having sent in the payments, you will get 18-month temporary protected status, TPS status, which will include the work permit. And you will be free and you won't have to worry about being in the US, extending your visa, or if your visa is expired or anything of that nature. It should help over 70,000 Ukrainians who are in the United States at this moment to solidify their status, meaning be in the US legally by applying in this way.
how long can a typical visitor visa allow a person to stay in the United States?
It's usually 6 months.
So here's what I'm thinking, and this is what I wanted to ask you. I'm glad you're here because this is what's been kind of rattling around in my head. So supposing somebody gets a visitor visa approved and they come to their uncle or father or mother or whomever, and they're visiting. They have that visa because their intention or their stated intention is that I'm going to go back. But if they're here, what if they apply for the temporary protective status? Then
they won't be qualified for temporary protection.
Okay. All right.
But things can change. One change that could happen is they may introduce the ability to apply for a work permit or employment authorization document, is what it's called. Or another thing they may agree to is, like, these are the current, at this moment, you can't apply for a work permit if you come in as a visitor, but they may adopt a policy to allow people to do that. Or the other thing which you can do is you could extend your visitor stay for another 6 months by applying before that visitor's period of authorized stay expires. So a person could apply for another 6 months and so on, assuming that they came in as a visitor and they're trying to stay until things settle back home and then go home at the end of the period of authorized stay.